Is it possible to make $37 an hour with DoorDash? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about side hustles, making some extra money, and helping you start your own financially free journey. All right, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 5 tips that you should be using while driving with DoorDash. All right, if you guys want to maximize your money and reach around $37 an hour or approximately around $300 per day, then you should be applying those 5 tips, because I promise you that you're leaving a lot of money on the table by not using those tips. So if you guys are ready to know what my 5 tips are to crush it on DoorDash, keep watching this video. All right, so my first tip on the way to maximize your earnings with DoorDash is something that I already talked about in my previous videos, and that is identifying what is your earning threshold. All right, so again, the earning threshold is basically how much are you making out of an average delivery with DoorDash. So that's something that you're gonna have to find out by doing some orders and then noticing what is the average amount that you're making out of each delivery. So what you want to do is, once you identify that number, you want to only accept orders that are either equal or above that threshold. Why? Because if you accept something less, that means that you're missing out on all the other deliveries that were going to pay you more if you were to just wait and accept those ones, right? So you never want to accept an order that is below that threshold, especially during busy hours, right? So the earning threshold is gonna change from dinner to breakfast to lunch. So you kind of want to do some deliveries to kind of get the hang of it. But usually speaking, the earning threshold should always like be roughly around the same during those times. So make sure to identify what your earning threshold is and make sure to accept only deliveries that are above that threshold. Okay, that's one of the most important ways that you could literally leverage each delivery to make more money. And trust me, just by implementing this tip alone, you can literally exponentially increase your earnings. All right, guys. So tip number 2 is doubling down on double orders. Okay, so when you're working busy hours, but all the time, but most of the time, if you're working busy hours, you only want to accept, you want to go to restaurants where you are susceptible to get a double order. So a double order is sometimes when you're at the same restaurant, you're going to get 2 orders at once. And so instead of having to drive to different restaurants to pick up like another order, you might have like a double order where you're at the same restaurant, and then DoorDash will give you a double order to deliver to 2 different customers. So double orders are more susceptible to happen at busy restaurants. So you want to make sure that you're staying in like really hot areas to make sure that you're always like not missing out on double orders. So whenever you can, try to only accept double orders, or to go to restaurants that are known to receive double orders or like multiple orders. So double orders is something that you should be doing right now if you're not doing it already. All right, guys. So tip number 3, you want to have good customer service. Okay, so believe it or not, this can actually make a difference in how much money you're making. So you want to make sure that you're updating your customer if you're at the restaurant. If the order is running late and you're waiting for the order to be finished, make sure to message your customer and be like, hey, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I'm at the restaurant right now, waiting for the order. I'm going to pick it up as soon as possible. So just practice like really good customer service, because you want to go the extra mile when it comes to delivery, right? You want to exceed your customers' expectations. So, DoorDash has this really nice feature. Other apps have it too, but DoorDash started it, where you can literally leave a tip after your delivery is finished, right? So after you drop off the order, the customer has the option to leave you a tip if they haven't already. So if you want to maximize your chances of them leaving you a tip after your order, then you want to make sure that you have really good customer service. So when you drop off the order, you want to say thank you so much for like ordering with DoorDash. Don't ever ask them to leave you a review or ask them to to tip you, because you're putting them on a pedestal and you're putting them in a position that you're making them feel bad about not leaving you a tip, and they're not going to be inclined to leave you one if you actually incentivize them to do so. Okay, so don't ever explicitly ask your customers to leave you a tip or to give you a good review, because that's, you're gonna come from a place of desperation, and chances of you receiving a tip from them is very slim. On the other hand, what you should be doing is not expecting anything. You should just be nice and hopefully they will give you a tip if they actually like you. So you want to just like leave a nice message saying, hey, I just dropped off your order. I hope you were satisfied with this. Let me know if there's anything that I could do. You know, something like along those lines where you just want to thank them for ordering a DoorDash and leaving the rest up to them. Okay, so that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, you want to make sure that you are always staying near the top restaurants. So there are some restaurants that are receiving more orders than others, and that's something that you're gonna find out as you start like using DoorDash. You're gonna be noticing yourself like going to this steakhouse, or you're gonna be noticing yourself going to McDonald's a lot. So whatever those restaurants are, right? So you're gonna be able to identify them soon enough. You want to stay around those restaurants, right? So especially during like busy times, you want to be able to stay around those busy restaurants. So whenever an order pop up, DoorDash is going to assign it to the closest driver. So if you're far away because you're like, you know, you're delivering an order or you're staying in an area that is not too hot, well, guess what? The DoorDash is not going to give you that delivery because there are closer drivers to that restaurant. So you want to identify what those top restaurants are, and you want to stay in the vicinity of the area just to make sure to increase your chances of receiving the deliveries. All right, guys, last tip, last but not least, you want to work busy hours. Again, that's something we talked about in the past. Make sure to work around lunch or dinner time. The busy hours are between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. for dinner. So make sure that you're on the road during those times because DoorDash will give you increments and they're going to boost your earnings during those times because there's going to be a lot of people hungry and ordering at that time. So what DoorDash is going to do is that they want to have as many drivers as possible on the roads. So what they will do is that they will increase your earnings. They will give you maybe $2 or $3 more on each delivery simply by just driving in those hours. So make sure you're on the road during busy hours so you're not missing out on any money. If there's the best way to make money on DoorDash is to work between those hours. Believe it or not, these hours are crucial to work in. And if you guys want to reach around $37 an hour, it is absolutely non-negotiable to work during those hours. So again, make sure to work busy hours and to maximize your earnings. All right, guys. So at this point, you have everything you need to start making around $37 an hour with DoorDash. So by implementing these tips that I just showed you, you will be noticing that your earnings will increase just by implementing them. Okay. So while you guys wait for my next video, just make sure to check out these 2 videos above here where I teach you how to make some extra money with Uber Eats and other applications. And then thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.